Hi there, thank you for watching another video created for you at CVC in Las Vegas in 2019. We're speaking to all our delegates, chair people of the sessions, and some presenter and poster writers. So we're trying to give you a hint of just what's going on when we're talking computer vision right here. And I'm going to talk to Dr. Kirk Atkinson from Western Kentucky University, also one of our chairs of the sessions. So we're talking computer vision, and I'm hearing some next level things coming by, but also maybe some things that were already there and maybe are just getting like developed more. But I'm curious, just because you have a big amount of experience, well, it's 38 years of experience. So then how are you listening to this? Is it more same old, or is there some revolutionary?
Not very much. There's been some very interesting sessions so far. Even the keynote sessions this morning, I thought the speakers did a very good job. The augmented reality, I think, was a particular interest to me. Again, I spent numerous years in industry, and so I've been sort of on the side of sort of applying solutions, and also sort of now in the last 18 or so years in higher ed. And so having seen both sides of that, it's interesting to me that some of the things that are beginning to come around now are things that I think the industry have been looking for and have already adapted to. And actually, they're already starting to find their own solutions. And so in many ways, sort of the challenges were behind the curve.
Yeah. So one of these challenges be like to keep up with the research part. Obviously, good research takes time.
It does.
And the industry demanding fast solutions.
Mm-hmm. So that's part of the biggest challenge of any research. Is many times your research is 2-3 years old by the time. In many cases, if you're targeting a really high quality journal, right? So applying research is difficult. And so it's difficult because, again, industry needs change. I experienced this in industry. I was a director of software services for a while, and even in that realm, you could come with a solution and be 6 months behind the perceived need. So that's the same thing applies to research. And so sort of taking the other big challenge to me for research is taking the innovativeness of what we're seeing in some of the sessions today and some of the other excellent research that's going on, and sort of understanding the why. To me, understanding the why is just as important as understanding the how. So
I get you there. So just to understand a little bit of what you're working on currently, could you give us a little hint on
Sure.
that?
Well, I worked with a couple of colleagues, and actually one of this is I'm a little bit of the fish out of water here. I'm from a business college, which is very unusual. But one of my colleagues is a former computer science type person. And so we worked collaboratively on some research that involved using discrete event simulation analysis to be able to predict wait times, assuming an emergency situation for a medical clinic. And so we wanted to sort of create the model so that it had levers, so to speak, so that you could adjust different things about the model, and you could, again, predict those average wait times. So in the event, let's say that you had a virus outbreak, a viral outbreak, and your wait times were normal, but all of a sudden you saw an increase in the number of children, the number of adults entering your clinic. What are the resource allocation needs that you would have in that event? So that's where we're at. Our real interest, at least my interest, is to be able to adapt that model into other areas of research.
And so what is it that you would be looking at to be like inspired to add on maybe to your work? Because we have these sessions that are like on different topics. So what is interesting for you? What could you get out of it?
Well, I mean, honestly, I mentioned the augmented reality. That one has great promise, I think, for a lot of different. And my question to the presenter this morning was, what sort of disruptions are there going to be? And,
he didn't have a straight answer right away. But.
Well, but disruption sometimes people think of as negative. A disruption is not always negative. Sometimes a disruption is a positive thing. It's one of the biggest things that happens to your industry. And looking at higher education, I believe that education is going to be disrupted by that technology. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative. It just means that it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to change.
It's going to change.
Yeah.
And if we're not agile enough to understand that and to predict that change, we talk about using data for predictive analysis. Well, no, we need to be able to predict our own behaviors as well, right?
So you could use your own research to predict just in what way the Western Kentucky University is going to change over time, probably.
We're currently doing that right now.
Yeah.
We're adapting as we speak. So.
And when we're looking at Moore's Law, it came by this morning as well, then obviously we could all understand that the change doesn't even, we don't understand even how fast it will go after today. Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be an issue in terms of the change in technology. The technology has outpaced people's ability. Coming from a business perspective, it's been my observation that technology change has outpaced people's ability to actually keep up with that. You can look at the models that are out there around technology adoption models and so forth. There are many of those out there. But people adopt and adapt to things differently at different paces. That is affected not only by education, by their industry, by the culture, and by their societal norms. So.
I want to thank you so much for being with us, and obviously we just have a short time, but still thank you for picking your mind and sharing your thoughts. Obviously if you want to have more of this kind of content, you should join us for one of our conferences. We're going to go on and tape some extra interviews for you. If you want to get them all, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can get them all to you right away. Thank you for watching this one. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video.